Hello, this is the TechnoDog channel, a channel about the latest in the smartphone industry. Today we're going to compare a new phone from the popular A series, the Samsung Galaxy A71 with the 2019 hit, the Redmi Note 8 Pro. In today's video, we will try to figure out which model is more relevant in 2020. You can buy the smartphones at good prices in the description below this video. If you like the video, press the like button, subscribe to the TechnoDog channel, and you'll always be the first to watch our new reviews. The Samsung Galaxy A71 has a huge screen on the entire front panel. The cutout for the front camera is not drop-shaped, it is round. It is a trend that many Samsung smartphones have in 2020. I like this kind of a cutout because it usually obstructs the screen much less than a teardrop-shaped one. But not this time. The Galaxy A71 has a large hole in the screen, much larger than the new Galaxy A51, for example, and it is not clear why. After all, the front cameras for these models seem to be the same, though the frames around the screen are very narrow and the chin is small. On the left, there is a tray for the SIM card and SD flash drive, which can be installed in a separate slot. And this is the advantage that the Galaxy A71 has over the Note 8 Pro. The last one has a memory tray combined with the second SIM card. On the right, there are the volume rocker and power button. Above, there is an additional noise reduction microphone. At the bottom, there is a USB Type-C connector, a speaker, a main microphone, and a 3.5mm headphone jack. There are 4 photo modules with flash on the rear panel in the upper left corner. The cameras are not grouped in one line. They are located in a rectangular module. This kind of design is getting popular in 2020. At the bottom, there is a large inscription, Samsung. There is a fingerprint scanner, but it is built into the screen. The back panel looks original due to the iridescent prismatic pattern. It is made of modern plastic with a glossy protective layer. This is a mid-budget option. It's not glass yet, but it's not cheap plastic either. The coating is practical. Scratches are not very noticeable, but fingerprints remain there. The frame is also plastic styled on metal. The back panel can be silver, black, blue, or pink. The screen of the Redmi Note 8 Pro is slightly smaller, but the size of the phone itself is almost as large as the one of the Galaxy A71. It is even thicker and heavier. It weighs 200 grams. Nevertheless, the phone is quite comfortable to hold in your hand because of the roundness of the case. The frame itself is made of aluminum, and the front and rear panels are glass. The screen has a drop-shaped cutout on the front camera. The frames are narrow, but slightly wider than its opponents. On the bottom of the phone, there is a USB Type-C connector, a speaker, a talking microphone, and a headphone jack. Above, there is a noise-canceling microphone. There is also an infrared port, which Samsung does not have, and this is an advantage of Xiaomi smartphones. The Redmi Note 8 Pro has a standard volume rocker and a power button on the right. On the left, there is a combined slot for SIM cards and SD flash drives, or 2 SIM cards, or a SIM card and additional memory card. The camera unit on the back is centered. 3 cameras are arranged in a row, and a fingerprint scanner is placed close to them. Another camera and a flash form a small parallel row. The cameras protrude sufficiently above the surface of the panel. The Note 8 Pro is available in black, white, and green. In the latter version, the phone looks especially impressive. Both models have a modern design. Someone would like Samsung more, someone would like Xiaomi. The fact is that the Note 8 Pro is made of more expensive metal and glass. These are its advantage. The plastic back cover, and especially the frame of the Galaxy A71, will suffer from scratches more, and it requires a cover for protection. In contrast to next competitor, the cover is not included. The manufacturer put wired headphones instead. The Samsung Galaxy A71 has a large Super AMOLED screen with a diagonal of 6.7 inches and a high resolution of 2400 by 1080 pixels. The display is very bright. It has large viewing angles, accurate color reproduction, deep black color. As always, Samsung implemented the Always On Display feature. DC dimming is not available in the settings. At low brightness, the PWM is invisible. A fingerprint scanner is built into the screen. It works well, but not too fast. The regular scanner of the Note 8 Pro is much faster. The Redmi Note 8 Pro has a slightly smaller screen. Its diagonal is 6.53 inches with a resolution of 2340 by 1080 pixels. The IPS matrix is applied. The screen is also good. It is bright, but it's slightly worse comparing with the same display indicators of the Galaxy A71. The screens on both models are protected by Gorilla Glass. The Galaxy A71 has the third version, and the Note 8 Pro the fifth. I'm not sure though whether the Note 8 Pro has an advantage here. Some users do not like AMOLED matrices, but Samsung Galaxy A7's screen is better based on the data. The new Samsung Galaxy A71 runs on Android 10 with a proprietary Shell 1 UI second version. This is a very convenient and modern launcher. It has one of the best user interfaces, everything is intuitive here, there are wide possibilities for customization, the shell is not heavy, and works well even on weak processors. The Redmi Note 8 Pro has the old Android 9 and the proprietary MIUI shell installed. The interface is intuitive. There are many additional functions, a second space function, gesture control, one-handed operation, voice recorder. The interface is flexibly configured to suit the tastes of any user. A huge number of free themes is available. The only major drawback of MIUI is a built-in advertising, but if desired, it can be removed from the shell. The Samsung Galaxy A71's camera has 4 modules. The main one at 64 megapixels, a wide-angled one at 12 megapixels, a macro camera, and a depth sensor of 5 megapixels each. The quality of shooting with the main module is good, especially during the day. In poor lighting conditions, pictures often turn out to be insufficiently detailed and very noisy. Switching to night mode makes the situation better. The quality of shooting in the wide and macro modes is mediocre. The wide-angle camera has minimal distortion at the edges of the frame. Decent quality can be obtained only in perfect lighting. The lack of autofocus in the macro mode makes it difficult to take a clear photo. It's more efficient to crop when shooting in 64 megapixel mode. The Redmi Note 8 Pro also has 4 rear cameras. The main one is also 64 megapixels with a Samsung InsoCell Bright GM2 sensor. An ultra-wide angle at 120 degrees is 8 megapixels. A macro camera of 2 megapixels and a depth sensor of 2 megapixels too. The quality of shooting on a wide-angle camera is also so-so. 2 megapixels for a macro camera is not enough, which can be seen in the low quality of shooting. The main module shoots well. In good light, the clarity and detail of the photographs are as good as the ones produced by the flagships. In terms of dynamic range, the camera is inferior to the best camera phones. Given the cost of the phone though, the camera is still good. Both models shoot video in 4K quality. At the same time, autofocus is fast and accurate. Photos turn out to be clear and highly detailed images, but with poor stabilization. The front cameras of the Galaxy A71 and the Note 8 Pro differ. The first one is 32, the second one is 20 megapixels. Both models produce good detailed shots with natural color reproduction. But despite the smaller number of megapixels, I like the quality of the selfie on the Note 8 Pro a little more. Perhaps it is because of the aperture optics. Both smartphones have good cameras. It is difficult to give preference to any model. The Samsung Galaxy A71 has a powerful Snapdragon 730 processor working together with the Adreno 618 video accelerator. It is made using modern 8nm technology. The processor pulls all resource-intensive applications, including heavy games. The chip doesn't get very hot. There is almost no throttling. The Redmi Note 8 Pro has the MediaTek Helio G90T installed together with the Mali G76. The processor is positioned as a gaming one. In Antutu, it shows a result under 300,000 points. Of course, the results of synthetic tests do not fully reflect the actual performance, but the gaming experience is also good. The processor does not overheat. The radiator, in the form of a liquid-cooled copper tube, works efficiently. There are no freezes noticed in most heavy games in high settings, even in dynamic scenes. There are some slowdowns only in tanks. RAM in both models can be 6 or 8 GB and a storage capacity of 128 GB. There is the Note 8 Pro with 64 GB of internal memory. In both models, the memory can be expanded. Moreover, like Xiaomi, the SD card in the Galaxy A71 is placed in a separate slot. Along with the best energy efficiency of the chipset, this is an advantage of the Galaxy A71. If we talk about their performances, then despite a slight lag in benchmarks, I would also prefer Samsung. Many games are well optimized for Qualcomm processors, and the actual performance of the Galaxy A71 may be even higher. The communication capabilities of the two models are similar. They both support 4G on both SIM cards, dual-band Wi-Fi, 5th Bluetooth. There is NFC module, which is especially valuable for the budget model of the Redmi Note 8 Pro smartphone. The Xiaomi smartphone has an infrared port. Both models have capacious batteries at 4500 mAh, but the autonomy of the phones is different. The Samsung Galaxy A71's autonomy is higher due to a more efficient processor and screen. Depending on the usage scenario, the battery lasts for 1 or 2 days. The smartphones charge fast. The Galaxy A71 comes with a powerful 25-watt charger. The Note 8 Pro has a less powerful charger. It is 18 watts. As always, we read reviews on the internet on the Samsung Galaxy A71 and the Redmi Note 8 Pro smartphones. Let's start with the negatives. The Samsung Galaxy A71. 1. It's very big. 2. Its case is all made of plastic. 3. It has a slow fingerprint scanner. The Redmi Note 8 Pro. 1. It's too big and heavy. 2. The camera bulges out strongly. 3. It heats up under heavy load. The Samsung Galaxy A71. 1. The smartphone has a good appearance. 2. It has a large screen with excellent color reproduction. 3. It has a fast processor. 4. It has a nice camera. The Redmi Note 8 Pro. 1. It has a great design. 2. It has a bright screen with a minimum cutout. 3. It takes very good photos. 4. There is an NFC module and an infrared port. So let's summarize everything. The Samsung Galaxy A71 is a bit ahead of its competitor. It has a better processor and screen, higher autonomy, but the Redmi Note 8 Pro has its advantages. Its case is made of glass and metal. It has an infrared port, and the most important plus of the Xiaomi smartphone is its cost. After all, the Note 8 Pro is half the price of its competitor. Don't forget about links to online stores in the description below where you can buy the smartphones at good prices. That's all for today's video. Like this video and subscribe to the TechnoDog channel. You will always be the first to know about the release of new reviews. Write in the comments below which smartphones to compare for you next time. Bye everyone.